Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Thursday, the 6th of July. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Alright, firstly, apologies if you stayed up. I've had a bit of a mare this evening. I think I've just got so tired. I kept staring at stuff going, I could do it like this and I could do it like that and I could check, basically I've got some very high risk selections for Thursday, so lots of big prices, and I had a lot of deliberation about how to do it in the staking plan and how risky to do it. So yeah, literally I just sort of like froze my brain into some sort of like paralysis, I think, and it's just taken me ages. So yeah, I just need to go to bed, to be honest. So I'm just going to try and canter through, and we'll keep the chat fairly minimal. So it is £25 for Thursday, 5 bets, should flag to you, but it does look quite different to how I often do a staking plan. We'll get to that. As far as Wednesday goes, we started the week off nicely, which was good. Very up and down. Some bets were great, some bets were terrible. So let me spin you through. I had high hopes for these Thirsk pair in particular, and yeah, no good. So not very good. That one was the one that was a bit of a punt, and yeah, never really got close. That was the closest one of the bet, and then rubbish. So 0 back for bet 1. Bet 2, I'm happy with that. That was I kind of, I'm always a bit mindful of stuff like this, which is doesn't look like my usual sorts of bets, but that's purely because on the channel I try and go for a slightly higher yield. So the long term profitability of these bets is there, but it's lower than what I often do. But sometimes just to mix it up, it was less than 10% of our stake, but we managed to hit 2 winners. So Rock Melody, that went into 5-2. Golden Prosperity went out to 9-2, I think it was in the end. So some hopefully will got better return in the channel, but it returned just over 4 times the stake. So that was nice to get a little win double on. And then yeah, Tipperary. I said I was going Kempton Tipperary. Didn't do great at all at Tipperary. No good. Place. No good. So it was a place double on the Yankee, and that was as far as it went, because the other Tipperary bet, which hang on a second. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that one. I literally don't think anything got near. Some of them, those ones went really, really wide out on the track and stuff, and they come around the bend, and it's you're just done for if you do that at Tipperary. And then the last bet was the one that got us over the line. So that was close, but not close enough. Poet's Magic was a non-runner. And then we were down then to the Molly Phillips Tony Carroll double, and sure enough, Molly Phillips did the biz and got them both placed. Both got well backed in. I think they were 14s. I had a 10p rule 4, but 14s and 40s into 5s and 20s. So well found. As I said, there were 3 Tony Phillips combining names, Tony Carroll, Molly Phillips combos at Bath. I didn't like the first one, and that Julie didn't finish very well. I liked the second 2, and yeah, so we got a place double with a non-runner. That worked out nicely, and we got the place double with the additional double on there as well. So all in all, that one worked out. Some might have got, I think, at some point first thing this morning, even Timur Khan, you could have got 50s, I think, at 365. So some may have done that. So if you did, well done. But the channel finished 25 on 36 and a few pence back. So £11 profit to start the week off, which is nice. Puts us about less than £10 down for July so far. So kind of clearly all to play for. But also, although there were some terrible bets and some good bets in there, the key thing for me on a day like that is everybody should have got paid out. So everybody had the winners, everybody had the place terms. There was no extras or anything like that. Yeah, it was decent enough. Let's move into the Thursday plan. So yeah, it's all the evening, and I had a lot of high price risky ones, and I was just had a lot of deliberation about what to do with it. So if you don't like my staking plan, but you think there's something in the selections, you do it differently. because I'll be honest, way too tired to do anything else with it. I've done it now. The bets are on for the channel account. So this one will start off nice and straightforward for the channel. 5:05 Newbury, Blue Bell time 9-1. 5:25 Bellewstown, Praying Mantis 33s. You can get 50s in places. 365. I think I've gone into 22s at the time of making this video. I think that price won't hold. 7:40 Bellewstown, Oranmore at 11s, and 8:15 Bellewstown, Fireworks at 22. 18 pence each way, Lucky 15, Sky Best, then Unibet, then 365 or Paddy Power. 5:40 is your bet. That is bet 1. Now, bet 2. Not what you usually see from me, but basically these are my 6 high risk ones that I felt just got into my channel criteria, and it's not the most efficient way to do them all like I've done them in doubles necessarily. I just was like, if I split them up into trebles and 4 bets and stuff, then really what I want is they're high risk and even just hitting a place double. So if you get 2 out of 6 of those placed, we've made a nice profit on this bet. Simple as that. More than that, and it'll be even better. Clearly, some people will want to play maybe go trebles and fourfolds. It's not a terrible thing to do, but these are high risk ones. So let me talk you through. So I've got 6 horses basically that I've just got singles and doubles on. That's all I've done for the channel. You do it how you'd like. 5:25 Bellewstown, Manuel, 100-1. And I should flag, there's 2 here, Manuel and Navarosi, the 2 biggest ones, are 1 extra place of Sky, no one else, and then everyone else is standard terms with all the rest of this. So Manuel, I think it's overlooked. Key thing at Bellewstown that I think is worth saying out loud to you folks is you'll read a lot about Bellewstown. There's not loads of meetings all through the year on the flat at Bellewstown. And generally there is a perceived draw bias, particularly over this sort of 7.5 furlong kind of distance they run over a lot. Because perceived wisdom is you want to be on the inside draw, and because you go in and you go around tight bends at Bellewstown. It's a very tight turny track. That is what conventional wisdom says, and I'm sure if you go into things like Sporting Life and Racing Post, it will tell you about draw bias. It's perceived draw bias. My read and my record of Bellewstown over that distance is actually you don't want to necessarily be drawn in the middle in a bigger field, but being really out wide, the particular out wide horses. So predominantly if you say like the first 4 home, you're probably having some lower numbers in there potentially, but actually some of the wide ones usually always make it round into the frame. So you'll see a lot of horses artificially put up in price because of the draw. It'll say bad draw. The reality is, if you actually look at the history of races over that sort of distance, irrespective of ground, you'll have some ones come from a wide draw and seemingly overcome that wide draw. That's what I'm saying to you. That's my read of Bellewstown, not what you'll see in the papers. Anyway, Manuel, 100-1. I think that's worth chancing. 5:35 Newbury, Proficient. That is unraced 2-year-old. I've got 2 of those today. Proficient unraced 2-year-old at Newbury. I think on bare form of pedigree, because it's never run, that's got the best form. So Becky's saying form best. It's got the best pedigree. So I think it's definitely worth chancing. You know, clearly the bookmakers think it's 25-1 for a reason. In early exchanges, you can get 28s in places, but if I was picking them all blind, unraced, that's the one I'd be on. It comes from really good stock. I think the dam and the sire both won first time out. It's got other siblings that have run well on debut. It's got the right distance. The only thing, it's even got relatives that won at Newbury. I think the only issue is potentially good to soft ground. I think it's bred to slightly like faster ground. So if it can dry up a little bit in Newbury by tomorrow, well, whenever it is, 5:35, that might help. But yeah, worth chancing. 5:55 Bellewstown, Navarosi. I wouldn't discount that horse. It's got form at Bellewstown, and it's got form running fresh, albeit it's changed stables, I think, since. but definitely worth chancing at 80 to 1. And we've had that horse before and it's done all right for us at some prices. So we're going with that one. 6:30 Bellewstown. Roger was wrong, 40 to 1. Another 2-year-old unraced. Don't usually like doing so many of them in Ireland. Just found it an interesting one. I think, again, breeding-wise, that's bred to be all right. And interesting stable. Sean Davis, I think he's a very, very new trainer. Literally, when I say new, as in had about 3 runners so far this season, and that's your lot. Got a couple entered at Bellewstown, both unraced young horses, and then he's got a couple more due at the weekend. And the couple that horses he already had out have been more experienced one that he's acquired. So don't know a lot about the trainer, but I do think that horse on breeding looks all right and could well be a bigger price because of the unknown trainer. 6:50 Tipperary. That's the race that the bookies won't want you to put a lot of money on. It's a really good betting heat because you've got, I think, the favourites something like 2 to 7. There's a fairly obvious second and third favourite. I think this one's just the one that's massively overlooked. Going up in distance, I think if you base it on its last run, it looked like it was staying on. If you go back and watch it, I think 50s is a really nice price. I think that horse should be much more like 14s. 7:35 Kempton Bruno's Gold 33. I've got a few in that race. Anyway, so what I've done is just done 6 times 30p each way singles. So each way singles 30p on all of them, and then 15 times 15p each way doubles. So unless we get a few winners off here, there's no jackpot in this the way I've done this. But arguably taking one out would have made a nice difference, because if it was one out, I'd have had 10 doubles, and I would have been more inclined to then have done some doubles and then trebles on 5 of them. But I couldn't really pick one to knock out, and I didn't. Yeah, so I've done it like that, and that's what I've done. I'm not justifying it. I'm just telling you. I just know that some people will be like, that doesn't look normal. I don't think I'm going to do it like that. But that is your prerogative. Do it how you want, if you want to do it at all. All right, combination double bet. 5:25 Bellewstown. We've got the 2 big O's in that one. Manuel at hundreds and Praying Mantis at 33, and then 7:35. That's a really, really nice competitive race at Kempton Park. So we've got Billy Mill at 12s, 2 Tempting at 12s, Bruno's Gold at 33s. That is 50 in places. That is 50 in places. Not with the same bookmaker. I think you can get 50 at Paddy on that and 50 at 365 on that if you're shopping about. 6 times 25p each way doubles. You want to use Sky preferably because you've got an extra place on that race. Other than that, a bookie that pays bog on multiples, so your 365 Coral, something like that, Paddy. That is what you want. £3 is your bet to bet free. Now, Tipperary. I'm not a fan. So I've done my bet again. I used to do more of these when I started the channel. I did a few more bits like that, but these are all big field handicaps, and I just think nothing at a price is worth chancing. I don't think. I mean, there's a few. I'm not saying there's not going to be a big price pop up, but so far this week at Tipperary, both on the flat and the jumps, you have not had very many prices popping up. I've got 3 shorter ones in there. And yeah, I just didn't want to dabble too much, but I kind of felt there was some mileage in this. So it's 3 times 50p win doubles and £1 each way treble. We got 540 Splashing Out 13 to 2, 725 Ossifer Hops 5 to 1, 8 o'clock Emily in Paris 13 to 2. They're all 5 places at the moment with 365, with Sky, with Hills and Unibet. But 365 will get best price guaranteed in the morning. Sky, Hills and Unibet, you will not. The prices are not brilliant, and I wouldn't be surprised necessarily if some went the other way. I just went through and I felt like those were the 3 solid ones of those 3 races, the ones that I preferred the most, that had some margin of value in. And yeah, just done it as win doubles and an each way treble. Again, it won't be everyone's cup of tea. So that's that. And then this is probably more people's cup of tea apart from the last horse. So bet 5. I undenied. I've kept my Kempton horses together. I like to keep my Kempton horses together because I have a good read of that track. So we've got 7 o'clock, protected guess 14 to 1, 7 runner race. There's quite a lot of bookies are paying 3 on that, including 365 Sky, Unibet, Coral, Betfred. But standout price 365, 20 to 1 time of making this video. 7.35 Billy Mill and 2 Tempting, both at 12, splitting legging in that one. 8.10 Kempton in the giving 11 to 1, and it's got a bit short, but still it should be. I'd rate that second favourite. 8.45 Lilkian 9 to 2. 2 times 10p each way Yankees, and a 30p each way single or protected guest. I wanted a single on that one. It's a regular horse on the channel. They are in the combo doubles. 11 to 1 3-year-old handicap was not so bothered, and clearly 9 to 2 will leave it. So yeah, because someone did ask me the question the other day actually about I should say, well, yeah, so 365 that, and then Sky or Unibet, that's your best one. 365 are best for that, £5 bet. Asked me about, because Sky have changed their terms now and they're no longer, you don't get any bonuses on lucky 15s. I'm not going to change what I'm doing for the channel, because I wasn't putting out lucky 15s because they're favourable specifically for Sky necessarily. Up until now, I was getting bonuses and stuff because the way I was recording it with Sky, so I won't get that. So where I still find there is mileage in lucky 15, because what I'm not doing on here is putting loads of money on separate singles, and I just think it gives you a little bit more margin from a point of view of long term. I'd say what I'm doing, there's slightly more profitability in doing it in multiples. If I've got value on a horse and you multiply that value in a combination bet over the long term, that's fine, you'll do better. But in the short term, I think it's nice to have little confidence boosters and stuff when you get a little bit of money back, and we're not taking anything away from potential jackpot by having a bit on the singles if you do lucky 15s. I just tend to find that I'll need them to be double figures. The other thing for lucky 15s for me as well is because a lot of what I put out on here is the night before, I'm more prone to non-runners. So if I do a lucky 15, that means that there is the money is kind of spread down, and there will be a bit more money on singles. Whereas if I was doing a slightly higher stake bet and it went on a Yankee, then there's suddenly a lot more money on multiples riding on specific horses, and I'm hoping that makes a little bit of sense. So yeah, the lucky 15 of Yankee, the bet gets diluted. And so yeah, because I'm prone to having a non-runner because the amount of horse I put out and I put them out the night before often, just felt it was better that way. Hopefully that makes sense. My brain is very tired. I'm going to bed. All right, that's me. I'm probably going to go racing tomorrow night actually. So yeah, if anyone's there, I'll see you. Maybe I'll dress up incognito and wear funny glasses and a nose. I don't know. I won't. I'll be sat there wearing a flat cap, won't I? So yeah, I think I'm going racing on Thursday night. So next video is Friday morning anyway. So yeah, Friday morning is next video, as long as I haven't just literally gone to bed Thursday night because I'm so knackered, and I'll tell you that I can't do it Friday. So that's me. Anyway, thank you very much. See you in the next video. Bye bye. Good night. I'm going to sleep.